ladies and gentlemen, the Heaps on Podcast.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Heaps on Podcast with your favourite host, Tav Lover. And then your second favourite is Ben. He's other good host, and then it's me anchoring the place, bringing the vibes down. Hey, we've got a big show. It's our fourth for the year, is it? I can't remember. I'm running out of steam.
It's the 31st ever episode.
That's apparently
the Heaps on Podcast.
That's the truth. And we've got a full head of steam up. What are we talking today? We're talking, gee whiz, the Warriors getting their asses ram-raided in Vegas.
Oh, crikey.
The Raiders raided their asses. Is it time to give the young guns a run? Too early? Too soon?
No.
Let's do it. Get Laban. Get Lika Halasima. Get them all in there. Fuck it.
They're too young.
No. I reckon Capewell put them out to pasture. Just kidding. No.
All right.
The Blues get their first win too. Raiders got theirs. And only problem was it was only against the fucking Canes. Boo.
Boo. I hate you so much.
The Black Caps are making everyone sniff their techie over there in Pakistan. Ben's got the lowdown on Rachin Ravindra and the boys.
Yeah, a lot happened. We're going to go into depth into that later.
We're crossing live to
finally,
Rachin.
lots more other stuff. But is Donald Trump actually the man? And is having a childish meltdown with the Ukrainian president actually cool?
I'm going to come.
We'll have Ben's take later. All that and a lot more. But hey, first things last. Tav.
Yes.
Me and you ran into each other on the weekend. Obviously, we can't keep each other apart. I think we spent one day apart this week, but saw you on Saturday down at the Manu World Champs.
Yeah, we did down at the Manu World Champs.
All the Maldives were over in Vegas, so they asked me and you to be reporters down there at the Manu World Champs.
We are the bottom feeders.
We're the bottom feeders. And what was your take on the Manu World Champs? Did you have a good day?
I had a great day. It was fucking hot. I don't know if you can tell. I got a lot of sun.
You did
yesterday.
That was actually something I set up for you guys. I scheduled them to clash, the opener, and the same weekend have the Manu comp, so you guys could get in there.
Well, thank you very much, Ben.
No worries.
Thanks, Ben. No, it was good. It was a good time. Like Ra said, all the other good influencers aren't here at the moment, so we're getting all their jobs for the meantime. And I spent the whole time trash talking them to the agency.
Did you?
Saying, you don't get this from Sean Johnson, do you? And then I did a silly little dance.
Yeah, he doesn't do his own wardrobe.
Exactly.
That's what he's saying.
Exactly.
Tav rocked up there with 3 different outfits just to give them options.
Whoa,
That's
really?
True. I did. I had white t-shirt, blue shorts.
Blue t-shirt, white shorts.
I had black t-shirt, blue shorts. And then another variation where I was wearing jandals.
Nice.
But no, there was a lot of...
A lot of utility in that.
One question I want to ask you, a lot of what?
Gang presence.
That's what I was going to ask. Who did you interview more of, Mongrel Mob or Black Power?
Black Power, for
nice.
sure.
There was a lot of it. Yeah. It turns out the Black Power community is big into their manus. Shout out to Mangukaha, is it?
What?
Mangukaha? I think it's something like that. That's Māori for Black Power.
Oh, right,
I think I'm getting it wrong, but anyway, yeah, there's some hearty bombs from the boys.
Yeah, no, there was.
I interviewed a guy, and then it was a wide shot, and I just saw the big fist on his stomach, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, the guy I interviewed might have been the Prez.
True.
Because I couldn't see any insignia on his stomach or face. So I was saying, okay, I've got one in the bag. And then he turned around at the end of the interview, huge Black Power tattoo on his back. Yeah.
Really?
But hey, I mean, he was good talent.
Yeah.
He was great talent. And
Cancelled.
I had the feeling like maybe this is what the agency knew ahead of me sending me down there.
That you'd be the right guy for the job.
Yeah. And they kind of want, like they had a bad...
Fish out of water.
Yeah, fish out of water. They've had a bad rap recently with the whole gang patch
True.
ban.
Yeah.
And they're like, we'll put on a mean bomb comp for them and we'll send some goofy-ass white fella down that they can, maybe put the bash into later.
Totally. Well, it was good to see.
And they sent 2 goofy white fellas down.
Well, I was in a bloody big mascot suit. It was super hard for me. You were obviously in a nice light t-shirt. But yeah, good to see the patches out there in full flight and that they weren't discriminated against. But one thing, I wonder if there was a moment where, after you left, the Sports and Rec Minister Mark Mitchell rocked up, full suit and tie, and obviously trying to win the South Auckland vote. Did a Manu
fight
in his suit.
Did a Manu.
Yeah. And at any point, do you reckon he was like going around seeing the patches and going, Right, I'm going to call the cops on these guys.
Yeah. Oh, because the patch ban.
Patch
true.
ban. He's a part of the national government and he's implemented this patch ban. Meanwhile, he's down there trying to suck up to all the Manu.
What colours was he wearing?
He was wearing blue.
Oh,
Wow.
says a lot.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
also, I think traditionally, Mongrel Mob have been more a water polo crowd.
True.
It's true. I've heard that.
What a lot of core strength you need for water polo.
Yeah.
One thing, so I interviewed a lot of kids who were running around because they see the camera and the microphone and they think I'm going to be on Mr. Beast's next video. I basically told every single one of them, make sure if you see the guy in the big green suit, go up and whack him.
Yeah,
Whack him from behind.
My head was ringing. My head was ringing hard out.
It's a joke, totally at the time. It's hilarious. But then when I caught up with Ra and I saw Ra in this huge suit constantly getting whacked,
Yeah, it was
I couldn't
annoying.
help but thinking, God, what have I done?
Yeah, it was pretty annoying. And then
Whatever
I
they're
had to try
paying
and
you.
fight. I had to try and say, I'll pay you $20 to go kick that guy in the shins. And talking about him, and then it would, became a battle. But
by
I'd already
that
been
time-
smashed in the head about 50 times.
See, by that time, I'd already built up a street cred and the Manu comp because I been there for a few hours, talked to all the Black Power presidents, and they kind of knew. My prospecting days were done basically.
They certainly weren't testing for performance enhancing drugs down there because there was a lot of 80 ganja getting smoked down there, boys. There was a nice little aroma in the air down there at the viaduct. It was nice to feel the vibes down there, right next to the Team New Zealand area where they store their big boats
toilets
and shit.
It was in the toilets.
There was a few nugs getting
It
smoked down
stunk of pot because I went into the toilets.
That's right.
Because my contact got bumped, so I had to go take it out, put it back in. And then I came out, and there was like a security guy opening and closing.
Blazing.
Right, he was blazing it.
Yeah.
He was looking for the source of the smell, and I was like, "Not me, brother. On the tools today, I am."
Yeah.
But there was one. So
The hard stuff.
on the hard stuff. Jesus.
I'm on the uppers today, boys. I got work to do.
But there was two dudes in the grandstand hanging out, having a choc bar each.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll grab these fellas.
Yeah.
And I kind of say, hey, fellas, I'm going to grab you for a quick chin wag.
Yeah.
Got my cameraman with me, got my mic. And the older guy's like, no, he'll do it. So I'm like, mean. So I start chatting to him, chatting away. And we're all kind of laughing. I'm like, who are you here with today? And he's like, Black Power. And I'm like, crack up. And then the older guy who I'm not interviewing going like, nah, he's definitely in the Black Power, cuz. And by this point, I hadn't realized how many Black Power people were there. And I thought this was a joke. And so I said just prospecting today, eh?
And he's like, I'm a fully patched member.
Yeah.
If you say that again, I'm going to fuck you up.
I thought I am,
Send the boys down, give them a fucking good hiding.
I'm going to be the blood for his blood in, blood
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
basically.
maybe.
I was like, oh my God, what have I done?
your hand off my penis!
But yeah,
Anyway, Ben,
it was
you had a more
interesting.
relaxing day, didn't you? You went out to a wedding following in my footsteps from the week before.
Yeah, that's true.
How are you feeling today?
A little bit, worse for wear. The sunglasses probably stay on for a while.
Nice. And you had a Chinese meal to recover?
Yeah, I had a Chinese meal to recover. But, it was actually quite disappointing because I arrived at the wedding a little bit too late.
Oh.
By that, I mean, as I was walking in, someone else had already started the impromptu haka.
Oh, really?
So I had to get in there and kind of be the one to take it over,
So did you manage to get enough of it in that you felt like you were contributing?
Yeah.
Few knee slaps.
You always look back on it and you realise what you could have done better.
Well, obviously you were influenced hugely over the weekend by Ngāti Whakaue out of Te Arawa's big Te Matatini win, which we'll touch on later. But that was epic to watch Te Matatini this week. Ben was all over it, and he took that haka energy into the wedding that he went to, which is beautiful.
In Vegas.
What happens in Vegas?
That's true. What happens in Vegas should definitely stay in Vegas.
Yeah, that's going to have to stay there. Hopefully that doesn't happen again this year.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. It looked like a great week. Obviously, the game we'll touch on. But as the fans went over, the flight looked mean.
Well, if you like hanging out with sort of, bogans in their 50s, it looked
we've
pretty
all been,
fun.
I
we've
do.
We've all been to
personally,
Lilyworld.
Yeah,
We've all been to
Lilywood's all right.
before a
Yeah,
game.
true.
But it looked like a mean time.
Not to me, but I'll die on this hill. It didn't look like fun to me. I wouldn't have
Which
enjoyed
part?
myself over there. Probably just the fact that all you can do there is just go on the pokies. I think you'd agree with me,
Yeah,
Ben.
that's true.
Me and you aren't really
there's
pokies
a big
guys.
globe-shaped movie theater thing.
Oh, that would be
There's,
cool, yeah.
Big
That's a huge
buffets.
bitch.
And Britney Spears lives there.
That's pretty cool.
So
we would find stuff to do.
Yeah, I think could have found one or two things to do.
That's true.
And
And the
look-
game, obviously.
It looked, man. All right, I'll say it. It looked like a great time.
Nah, fuck it. I'm going to die on this hill. Who thought it was a good idea to go over there? When the Warriors got offered it, they should have said, no, we'll play our first game at Mount Smart or somewhere in Aussie against a shit team like the Knights.
We're trying to rebuild the fucking team
It does
here.
take us over there where it's all fucking, glitz and glamour and there's a lot of pressure on, and then we've got to play a team we're supposed to beat, and the odds are saying, you guys will smash them. And then they beat
then the
us by
Raiders-
fucking 25 or whatever it was.
22.
Jesus.
22?
Did they maybe do a bit more practice in the off season?
They just...
They just didn't lose in as many people as we did.
Yeah.
Jav's picking them for the fucking spoon. There's no way they're getting the spoon.
They could still get it.
Yeah, true, they could.
Listen, I'm gonna
it's
go
a long
out. I'm gonna
season.
stick my head out and say this.
Yeah.
I reckon the Hudson Young Morgan Smithies fight, elevator fight,
Galvanised.
I think it was an inside job.
Oh, you think it was smoke and mirrors?
I think it was all bullshit.
Right.
And I think it was all just Tricky Ricky playing a little trick on us,
Okay.
trying to make us think, ooh, there's a bit of interior conflict at the Raiders.
Yeah, no,
I
maybe.
do have to give a lot of respect to Savage, though, because he scored 2 tries in that first half.
Yeah,
And then I
incredible.
heard he came out and played the halftime
He
show
played the
as well.
half-time shot. Yeah, no, I mean, the fact that he can, play in the NRL and perform like that,
Yeah.
incredible. At what, 50 almost probably?
Yeah.
Amazing. He had different hair than I remember, but he's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to Savage.
Shout out Savage.
to Savage.
I'd just like to make a quick formal apology to James Fisher Harris. That
Why?
wasn't the kind of mana that we wanted to bring the guy in with,
Yeah.
I think that
He deserves better.
That's a 4-time premiership winner.
Yeah.
And we just come in and we sort of were a little bit sloppy
Yeah.
toppy in there.
Sorry, Fish.
Sorry, Fish.
I'm sorry to Mitch Barnett too, just because he
Mitch
got
Barnett's good
shoulder barge. It looks sore.
He did. I don't know.
I don't know. The Ford race.
We'll get there. We'll be
Yeah.
back.
Of course, we'll be back.
It's only round one.
It's only round one, and we get next week off.
We just
nah.
need a little bit more practice.
It was pretty stink, but obviously ring rust. We'll just put it down to ring rust,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
When a boxer hasn't fought in 6 months, 8 months, I mean,
Yeah.
Try to start your lawnmower up after
sure
a cold
our halves,
winter. It takes a few yanks.
sure our halves looked a little bit shaky, but they'll get there. They're forming an early combination.
It's
They could
league,
be,
mate.
They could be one of the great combinations. Give them time. Listen to the confidence in my voice. Luke Metcalf's going to be a good halfback this year, I promise.
Maybe some of those young guys whose names we don't properly remember yet.
Leka
we
Halasima.
got
gonna
them. We
get-
got them. Demetrius
Dimitri
better.
Monga. Yeah.
They're just going to get even
Jacob
better.
Laban. He's going to be
Yeah.
good too. Yeah.
No, we've got a lot of good years to come. And,
We do.
And, our halves are young. Everybody got to start somewhere, dog. You
Just
know what
need
I'm
a
saying?
little bit more, get those moves right.
Yeah, you want the sunshine, you're going to have to put up with the rain.
Maybe, sometimes I think what's lacking was a bit of inspiration. And one thing that I think Andrew Webster could have tried
Yeah.
is so you'll remember in Total Recall, they all were fighting for the freedom of Mars.
That's right.
Because that guy had another guy on his stomach.
That's right. Yeah. Was that the reason why?
Well, I think it certainly helped. And I think it's something that Webby could give a little bit of a go, maybe having a sort of
Having a
symbiotic.
Having a girl with...
second coach, maybe an assistant
Yeah.
coach on his tummy, so
Yeah.
he's always got someone to bounce ideas
Yeah.
off. It's a good idea, Ben.
Thank you.
a girl with the 3 breasts.
Ben's been watching
Yes.
The Substance today.
three-
Ben watched a
Yeah.
movie called The Substance, and there is a bit of body dysmorphia sort of
I didn't realize
amalgamation.
how crazy that movie was.
Did you watch it recently too?
I
He
was
just came in
was
for the
here.
end of
This
it.
is,
Oh, you
it's
just
what-
watched the end of it.
It's what we
Yeah.
do before you get here.
So I get here.
We
watch
watch
different
movies
movies.
together.
Yeah, true.
It's me and Ben time. It's quite a good little
So
bonding
you saw the
session.
blood scene?
Yeah, I did.
Oh god, yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Oh,
isn't
you've
it?
seen the movie.
You know
You went
what?
to the
Seen
movies
it.
for it.
Yeah, I
eh?
went to the movies.
You know
That's
what?
right.
That
Gross.
crowd still looked less disturbed than some of those Warriors fans.
Yeah, but at least there was some silver lining, eh? That guy, Lance O'Sullivan, the former New Zealander of the Year, or New Zealander of the Year winner,
Is that
Yeah.
who he was?
the doctor from up north, I think.
What did he win
He-
the New Zealander of the Year
I
for?
think for Māori health,
Hold on. What was that?
a baby
there's
or
a
a
baby.
cat.
Oh, it's a
crying.
fucking baby on the
Don't
loose
say
again.
fucking baby. They can hear us. But he got married. He got engaged in the crowd. He
I saw
proposed
yeah.
I
and,
saw
that's
it,
right.
but
That was
I
quite
didn't
nice.
realize he was somebody of
Yeah.
stature.
Show off.
Bloody New
you know what
Zealander
I'm
of the
saying.
year, far up.
Oh, he didn't hit his, he's like, oh, my 15 minutes of fame is up. A PR company told him, this is how you could become relevant again.
This is
Propose
what
to
I
your
would do
partner.
if I was the marketing manager of the New Zealander of the year. I would propose in Vegas.
Women love being put on the spot at sporting events.
Jesus, I thought he was
It's
going to say
true.
put on something else.
They love
Hey,
it.
hey,
Whoa.
hey, not everything's like that Manu comp.
Yeah, Jesus. Well, the block's a mongrel mob thing, okay? So,
Okay, guys,
sorry. Rewind.
we are flying very close to the
Sorry,
sun here
guys,
today. But yeah, I guess definitely frequency needs checking.
Sorry.
I'm happy that we got through unscathed, injury-free, no drama. The boys can head home
Yes.
and we can get back to fucking work, you know?
Yeah.
Because,
Amen.
there's a lot of good to take from today.
Look,
okay?
but one thing I'm going to put some stink on the NRL's name here. They talked a big game about all the celebrities coming out. Dana White, someone tried to fucking email Donald Trump. None of it worked.
Yeah.
Dana White didn't come and blow the trombone.
Yeah, I saw on the NRL Instagram, they posted photos of basically the who's who that actually came.
Yeah.
And it seemed like some WWE wrestlers.
Okay, yeah, that's checks out.
good.
Probably
I-
Aussies
I
anyway.
had- I think they look like Aussies.
Yeah.
And some Instagram model who's famous for having a huge ass.
I can't stop
Damn.
eating.
But then obviously they got the Raiders managed
How
to
many
get.
seats did she get?
Well, it's not really a size like the size of the ass. It's definitely still just a 1-seat ass.
Yeah,
but it's
more depth
It's,
rather than.
it's more just the shape of it has accumulated
I'm learning
millions of followers.
today.
Also,
Speaking of learning, that's one of my favorite things about playing in Vegas is that they teach you all the rules.
Yeah,
like you're
true.
a fucking idiot child.
Yeah.
So when they pick the ball up, they go for a run with it. And, yeah.
I mean, I still think even if we're playing in Aussie for round one, it's still just a good reminder. We
Yeah.
haven't had league for 150 days.
Yeah, yeah.
pass the ball backwards.
But it's kinda
pick
like-
on the last.
When you'd be watching the game with your uncles and there'd be the foreign exchange student with you and they start explaining it to him, that
Yeah,
we're
true.
just
Oh, yeah, man.
There's no, you're not starting from the ground up and building a whole idea of the sport.
Very
You're
true.
just mentioning everything you see at,
It's something-
each time.
I've had to do it a few times too. I had some Brazilian flatmates, and then my barber, Angel, he's from Argentina, and I had to explain the difference between rugby union and rugby league.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, rugby union is this, and rugby league is similar, but you do tackle, stop, tackle, stop, tackle, stop. It's hard to make rugby league sound like the more exciting sport.
yeah.
Totally.
But it is.
It is.
But yeah. The Raiders got some NFL player to blow their horn.
Yes.
They managed to sort out because Dana White said, can't be fucked.
Just checking in on the Penrith
Yeah,
Cronulla
I'm
game.
watching it.
You are
as-
too?
I've been watching it the whole time.
Nice.
That's a good game.
It is good.
But yeah, a lot of good to come from it. Like I said, none of the boys were injured. Leka Halasima looked good. Dimitri
Yes.
Valmonga looked good.
Yes.
Ali has a few little defensive things to work out, but
Yes.
on the ball, he looked good.
Yeah. What about Luke Metcalf? How did you find his game?
Look
Is it
good.
right? Yeah, look good.
No
from your-
comment.
Okay.
No
Oh,
comment. Well,
shit.
are you trying to bait?
thought he
You're
looked
trying
good.
to bait me
I was
here.
trying to bait him into
Personally,
You're
it.
trying
yeah.
to
Thought
bait
he
me
looked
here,
good.
right? Give him some more time on the ball.
Give him some more time on the ball.
Sometimes
The Raiders, though.
yeah, the Raiders.
I've
look
just
great.
got a text from an avid listener. Obviously, his weekend being married. Shout out to Seb. Fucking Jesus, those Warriors been on the piss in Vegas or something. I mean, that's a take from the fans. We
Yeah.
don't.
Cancelled.
But yeah, perhaps.
Or something, I think.
Oh,
Performance enhancers.
but they'll be back. And that's been the rugby league chat. Manly next at home. We'll fucking get those Manly dogs,
Yeah, we'll
won't we?
get
At
Won't
their,
we?
at their home or at our home?
No, at our home.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, yeah.
we'll get them.
Yeah.
They're a shell of their former selves.
Yeah.
Manly.
They still got DC though, eh?
Yeah,
And
all the
Olakau'atu.
Burbos.
And the Burbos.
Did they sign anyone else over the thing? Nah,
No.
basically same thing. But they've got new coach, don't they? Anthony Seabold? Or was he last year too?
I can't remember.
I don't fucking know. Regardless,
Siebes. Or did they fire
don't
Siebes?
listen to Ra because we'll be back.
No,
okay.
I said we'll be back too.
Don't listen to the Ras as always.
Afterwards.
Thank you very
Hell
much.
yeah.
Rugby is the game that all the blokes love. Even though league is taking over, it's still pretty good.
Still pretty good.
Especially when there's no league on Rugby Union.
Hey, that reminds me, we should go to Papadom's restaurant up the road after the show one time.
That's
Definitely.
right. You've entered the Commercial segment of the show where we give a shout out to a local business. This week's business is
Poppadoms up the road.
Poppadoms
It's like
up
a
the
buffet.
road.
Apparently, it's
Is
like
it?
$23, and then you just go in there.
I went nuts at Paradise last week.
Next
It
time
fucking
you're hungry
ruined
and the
me.
whānau needs a feed, how about you pop it down to Poppadoms?
Get a feed if you're out west in West Auckland. Another banger week of Super Rugby though. Jeez, it keeps on giving. The gift that keeps on giving. 6 or something fantastic games. 5? I can't remember.
There hasn't been a dud.
There hasn't really been a dud. There hasn't.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't catch any of them. I had
Well-
a busy work week where I had to do some waking up at bad times and
beauty
sleeping
of-
at the good times.
Sorry, Ben.
Ben sounds like he's just had a child. He hasn't. He's just, he's literally
He's
just-
been working.
He's been working.
He's been working.
And he went to a wedding. So it's fair enough. But the good thing is Tev has a
no
commercial.
life. I have no life.
He does have a life, but he's got a commercial obligation. He's working himself to the bone, and he's watched every game.
Yeah.
So Friday night, Ardie Savea almost put the Moana Pacifica in that decent crowd out there in North Harbour on his back, and
Yeah, fuck.
and almost got them over the line against the Landers.
Shout out to
Shout
everyone
out,
for,
Ardie.
for turning up.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
it was a mean crowd.
It was a mean crowd. It was a mean round. It was culture round. So a
We
lot
should
of the
go
teams
out there.
did
We gotta
the
go out.
huggers.
I know you say you hate it, but I like that stadium.
I don't
I-
hate it. It's just getting there on a Friday afternoon would
that's
be a
true.
bitch.
Yeah.
But I want to go.
No, it was a good game. The Ardie scored a fantastic try. Shout out to the bro. Hopefully we see Julian out there with him soon.
Yeah, we want Julian
Hell
back. Who else was ripping for them? There was a little
The
bit going
bus
on.
lane goes all the
Tom
way to
Moifalau had a quiet.
Melbourne.
He did have a
Yeah.
quiet game, eh? Yeah, but they looked all right. Who else? Oh, okay. So Moana are hosting the Chiefs on a Friday again. Why do they keep doing this to us?
Was it William Havili?
William Havili was good.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Um,
he had a good game.
Ooh, Moana Hurricanes next week. Let's go.
Where?
Saturday
Where?
at North Harbour.
Hell,
I think. Yeah, we're going to it. Ardie's try. Yeah, he looked great. It was a big runaway. Didn't he like catch it? Didn't
He caught it
catch
off the high ball and
Off-
just ran
and blitzed it.
and just blitzed everybody.
He's so sick.
Yeah, no, it was good. Highlanders are like good to watch
They're very
this
good
year
to
as
watch.
well. Like really
Yeah.
exciting team now. Obviously, Tomosi's great.
Yes.
The Tomosi Ardie battle was
At the breakdown
fucking
was sick, eh?
awesome. Like they were getting into it as well. There was words exchanged.
Yeah.
Whether or not they were in Samoan, I don't know.
They might have been English, Samoan, and Fijian.
Exactly.
A mixture.
Yeah. But no, it was
what
good.
if we mic'd them up and we found out it was just like beautiful words of encouragement they were yelling at
That
each
was a
other?
great tackle, my
You're
bro.
doing so good.
It could have
man.
been. It bloody well could have been. But yeah, they almost got home 31-29. Eh? It was in that last couple of minutes. They had a couple of chances to get
I
down
don't
there.
think Highlanders scored at all in the second half.
No, they didn't, eh?
Nah.
Yeah. Or
It's
maybe
like-
they scored a late one.
Nah, I don't think so. I think it was 31-7 at halftime, and then it was just Moana
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
second half.
Damn.
But yeah, shout out to Moana and shout out to the crowd
shout
for
out.
showing up.
And shame to all you guys who got Finn Hurley in your fantasy teams. Like real late, he got pulled out and didn't play, and you all got 0.
Can I say this on
What?
air?
should be illegal.
I've talked to you guys about this already. It's the Super Rugby. The biggest thing it's doing for me is exposing how not amazing some players are.
No, you mean just stats wise, fantasy wise. You're talking about like props and stuff
Yeah,
from
but
the
I'm
All
still
Blacks.
watching if Ethan de Groot, sorry to name and shame, is in my fucking team the past 3 weeks. I'm watching him do nothing.
Yeah.
Come on, Ethan.
He's a big man. You know, he's an easy target, so he doesn't maybe get smashed when he gets the ball, but he's solid in the scrum. But yeah, no, I hear you.
When the pressure's on as well, you know.
Tupou Vai'i is a good fantasy player.
Yeah, he is
For a
fucking
lot.
good to watch.
He's good, and he's good
really
fun to watch. And that takes us to the Chiefs section of the show. Ben, another game you
Man,
didn't
if I
watch.
was here's my tip: if you're a Super Rugby player
Yeah.
and you want to get your fantasy points up so that you appear to be a better player, just kick it.
Really?
Get those kicking meters.
Oh, the kicking meters is good. Yeah,
Kicking
it is
meters,
too.
it's a cheat code, bro.
It's a cheat
yeah.
code. Yeah, in league
Don't
as
worry
well.
about getting possession back. Just kick it.
Totally. Hey, impressive in that game for the Chiefs. Gideon Rampling came on, scored within 10 seconds of being on, and then scored a double in like 10 minutes.
Okay, bro, calm down. He literally come on, got given served up a try on a platter.
It was beautiful.
But he did this fabulous dive to score it as if he'd just fucking been through hell.
Yeah.
He's
He must have done the craziest warm-up.
Beautiful swan dive. But yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, baby.
And the second try he scored was also fantastic.
It was good.
But fucking Quintu Paia,
Quintu
man.
Paia. I just want to go back to Gideon Rampling for one moment. Shout out to Gideon Rampling. You are a sexy, sexy man. I know you're young, but my partner, and this might be a case of I got to keep an eye on her, but she immediately when he scored that try went, "Who is that? He's gorgeous." So he could be up there for one of the sexiest guys in Super Rugby, bench winger, but that doesn't stop you from being hot. He's hot.
He's hot, baby.
He's a good-looking bloke. Look him up, Gideon Rampling. Anyway, moving on.
Maybe he was the guy on that Auckland to Dunedin flight.
He might have been that rocked that lady up.
I was talking about that again last night.
Were you?
Hilarious
Your
story.
favourite stories.
Anyway, back to Quintu Paia.
Yes.
Fuck, he's good, man.
He is good.
He's
That chip and
great.
chase try.
That chip and chase try was fantastic. He also set up Anton Leonard-Brown with that wide out pass. Definitely not forward.
Yeah.
Might have been a little bit forward, but he's just fucking hot right now.
It's
He's
so
come back
beautiful.
from injury.
Yeah.
He's been through the gulag of the NPC, and he's come out on top. And the Chiefs, I'm sorry, obviously my allegiance is with Hurricanes, but I just can't not see them winning this year.
Yeah,
Like,
it's beautiful to see him come back from that, from getting that dog act committed on him from Darcy Swain as well.
Oh.
That was his injury. Was his ACL got blown out? He was just in a ruck, and Darcy,
Dodgy clear out.
one of the dodgiest, just attacked his knee on the side. Got a red card. The guy got red carded immediately, and he was out for like a year. If that guy's got I'd actually like to see when the Chiefs play the Force, because Darcy Swain plays for the Force now, whether
Bit of retribution.
They're going to target him.
Samutu.
or whether he'll that'll be a moment where he kind of has to forgive him. You know how you have to go, hey bro, I hope you've grown because that what you did to me was fucked up.
True.
But I forgive you. And then they cry on the field and they embrace each other. Maybe
I pooped in that big Gatorade thing and we're going to tip it over you.
You know when an ex player or someone important to that team passes and the other team will come out and lay a jersey out.
Yes.
Maybe Darcy Swain will come out and lay out some knee ligaments or maybe just some Panadol.
Maybe the
just some Panadol for him.
Maybe the coach will come out wearing big ass robes and he'll stroll out into the middle of the field and slowly get everyone's attention and then pull up his shirt to reveal that there's another man's face on his big belly.
the face. Yeah, we're back to Total Recall.
Another
dagger.
A lolly lay with pharmaceutical goods for him.
I know Tav's just seen this.
I know, Darcy, you listen to the podcast, bro. Do it. I'm talking Matcha G6, Panadols, and some Nurophens and a lolly lay. Thank you. Right.
I just wanted to, another insult to injury for us Warriors fans. You'll just have
AFB's
seen
just
it.
scored.
Yeah. Adam Fanor-Blake scored for the Cronulla Sharks. He looks great. So
I knew
awesome,
that we
man.
should have fucking
paid for all his wife's bakery.
Yes,
Good.
that's exactly where I was going with that.
Not everyone knows about that, but we have informed our 50 listeners, 14 listeners.
But actually, that could be a good way to get him back. Let's go ruin her bakery business over there.
You heard it here first. The only reason why Fanua Blake left, his missus hated it here. So anyone who out there who ordered brownies off her and then cancelled just before the event, it's your fault.
Yeah, if you live over there and she's selling some baked goods, maybe ask if she will do it on Tix. Because I think she'd hate that.
Yeah, she would. She would. The only other game on the weekend was the Stink Teki one where the chief, the ref and the Blues themselves cheated our beautiful Hurricanes out of a second win in Super Rugby.
A lot of shit went down in this game. I will go out to say that Hurricanes missed a lot of opportunities.
They did.
That line out at the end when they had a man in the bin, we probably could have scrummed it or just, got a maul going. But we tried to do something sneaky.
They held our mauls up a couple of times. But that last bit where they got the confusion around the subbing. So the ref went and talked to the guy and be like, can he sub off? Can he sub on? Is it HIA? The only thing I was complaining about there was that, as a one-eyed Hurricanes fan, I was like, the fucking Blues forwards are getting a rest for a scrum that they have to do with 7 men. And then, we had 2 scrums against them and we got penalised for it.
Paint the picture here for you, Fano. If you didn't watch the game, basically it's last real try for the Hurricanes to win it.
Yeah.
We've got the penalty, kick it to the corner for a line out. Or is it a scrum? I think it's a scrum. Anyway, so what the Blues said was the Blues were like, we've got an HIA. We need to take off our halfback and bring on Finley Christie to replace him.
They had a scrum. It was their feed, But we needed to push it over to try and get the ball back
And
in the
they,
last
they
minute.
were down a forward. It was likely that we would.
Hoskins had gone off a red card 10 minutes earlier, so they were all down to 14. They had a big pusher out of the scrum. We were like, hopefully we could push it over and get a fucking tight head.
And basically, they wanted Finley Christie on there to feed the scrum. And so what they said was that their halfback had an HIA. He had to go off, and so they brought on Finley Christie. And the ref actually said, "Wait, hang on a sec. Do you have an HIA?"
Yeah.
And so they got the independent doctor to look at it and be like, "Nah."
He hurt his leg.
He hurt his leg, he's fine.
Yeah, and they had no subs left, so they couldn't.
And so they had to be like, "Nah, hang on." And it took a fucking age to sort this shit out.
Yeah,
Because
it was those 10 minutes.
the ref had to check it with the independent doctor. They came back and said, like, "No, bro, Finley Christie, get off." And then Bowden Barrett fed the scrum. But like Ra was saying, in that time and all that drama, it was about 5 or 6 minutes where those big boys got a breather.
Yeah, they did. They got a breather and they reset, and then we got penalised for pushing slightly too far on one side. Another dark arts thing I don't really get about scrums at all.
Faking a HIA to get a better player on for that is pretty scummy.
Hard out. And Hoskins Satutu, sorry, but high tackle on Lakai. A little bit of stink techie moment there. Obviously, Hoskins didn't get picked for the All Blacks, and he's smashing a guy who did in the head. Come on, mate.
I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of it was one of those marginal ones where you kind of like, in the heat of the moment.
He's fucking broke his jaw, I reckon. He's fucking tall as. Get lower.
Yeah.
Surely, though,
it's hard, bro.
So surely, like, other people have questioned this whole HIA process in the past. Like, shouldn't it come directly from that independent doctor if someone needs to go off for HIA? It shouldn't come from the team.
It was all it was a clusterfuck. The whole thing was a clusterfuck.
But trying to sneak something like that past the ref last night was just on top of everything, and it really didn't flow that great for the game. You know, that ref was pulling up fucking everything. What about when Kenny Naholo tried to jump over the ruck? Did you see that?
Nah, yeah.
So did you see it, Ben?
No.
So Kenny Naholo, basically, they're on the Blues goal line, and there's just a wall of blue men, and Kenny Naholo picked up the ball and just dove, like front flipped over the ruck to put the ball down. And the ref just said, like, nah, you can't dive over the ruck.
I thought you were allowed to do it to score a try.
I guess is it up to the ref?
Yeah.
Like, can the ref just decide, like, nah, I'm not down with that?
I thought there was...
Maybe they changed the rule.
Yeah.
It's kind of bullshit, because that looks exciting and fun. Anyway, sorry, fam.
Nah, it was a stink ticker game, but it was... my thing about the Blues is they're back on their bullshit, but, I mean, okay... Mark Talier's try was mean.
It was fantastic.
He skinned the fuck out of Riley Hohepa.
Yeah.
Sorry to say. But their other tries, they were just fucking big, strong, tough guys going up the middle, you know? I kind of enjoyed them not scoring those for the last couple of weeks, to be honest.
I know.
But Mark Talier, unbelievable moment. Clutch, Himothy moment. He was him.
It was fantastic.
It was just beautiful to watch.
But yeah.
The put down.
We had 2 yellows at one point as well.
Did we?
Yeah. At the start of the game, we had not Dupes, Numia got sent off, and then about 2 minutes later, we had another one of our forwards. He might have even come on to replace. And Brad, I don't know.
My missus made me watch Severance in the middle of the game,
Nice.
so I got to watch the last part and the first part.
Not a bad episode, actually. Maybe we should talk
I haven't
about
watched
that.
the most recent one. I've only seen up to 5,
Anyway,
so
that's
please
enough.
don't.
Not everyone who listens is Hurricanes fans.
No,
so
that's
sorry.
very true.
We're waffling here.
Okay, we're going to do 30 minutes on the Reds force now. No, moving on.
It's the
It's the world of sport. Been heaps on all over the world of sport, but one thing that took our eye was this horrific boot to the head from a goalkeeper in the FA Cup over the weekend. Did you guys see this fucking thing?
Jeepers.
Jeez, he sliced the boy open, gave him 25 stitches to the head.
Bitches get stitches.
Looks like it actually reminded me of something that happened at a rugby game in Wainuiomata, actually, in 2004.
Yeah.
Taekwondo kick to the head during a rugby scratch.
I saw you comment that on Guy Williams'
It happened,
Instagram.
man. It happened.
Reminds
That's
me,
crazy.
One time on the piss, I charged a cabaret dance at a burlesque show, and
Did you?
just as they were doing the can-can,
you did the can-can. Fuck, you got in big trouble for that,
someone
eh?
in the head.
But yeah, these
Yeah.
Millwall bastards are they're known for being for getting up to no good. I'm just reading an article here about a guy called Ginger Bob who look at the state of it.
You've got my attention. Oh my god!
So Ginger Bob is a hooligan with the
man.
Millwall firm. They were a crew that would go around. They're called the Millwall Bushwhackers.
Wow.
And they'd go around to different games, big groups of 4,000 or 5,000 of them, and get in scraps with opposition fans.
Whack their bushes.
He remembers some of these fights really fondly. You go, we had 300 and they had 2,000, and this was in Cardiff in 1976. One of my favourite scraps, and some of our people were getting stabbed. You know, this is just a fun day out for somebody in England. You know,
I love how he says they had 2,000 and like probably 1,800 of those were just families of kids or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They weren't hooligans.
We
watch
have
the
a
game.
whole.
We're just trying to get to our seat. We're going with row G. Please don't stab us.
Weapons allowed. I'm not going to say the next part.
Millwall, pretty stink ticky shot to the head.
Obviously not intentional.
I mean, he did a
Or
karate
was
kick.
it?
He did a flying karate kick. He was like, did I kick him? I don't even know. He was acting like he didn't do anything.
Ball was just there.
It was savagery, but their fans would have been loving it, baying for blood. They're all psychopaths from fuck knows where in England, somewhere. But that was one thing I noticed. What else has happened in the world of sport, Ben?
Heaps has been happening.
Quite a lot, actually.
Auckland FC drew 4-4
Top of the table clash.
with Adelaide United. I don't know if Adelaide they're
second.
in the top 4. Okay, they're second.
pretty
Okay.
much
Well,
second,
it's a
yeah.
top of the table clash,
Yeah.
some would say.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points.
lot of goals.
Guillermo, how do you say it? Guillermo Mai?
Guillermo Mai.
Guillermo Mai. He
Yeah.
scored a howler to start
He
things
did,
off,
eh?
and then he scored another goal like 4 minutes later.
He's a tough bloke. That guy's good at soccer football.
Uruguayan, I think.
At what point? Were they up most of the game, or what
They
was
were
going
up
on?
2-0, then
Yeah.
2-1, then 3-1, then 3-2, then 3-3.
So the craft beer would have been flowing.
The craft beer was flowing.
They would have
definitely.
sold tens of thousands of cans of Sawmill
definitely.
Pilsner, and then by the end of it, they're like, "Oh, stink a draw."
Stink draw. I'm going to go fight someone.
I'm gonna go
smaller
say-
than me.
I'm gonna go be mean to people on RuneScape or whatever.
Yeah.
Reddit. I'm
Yeah.
going to go tear someone's ass open on Reddit tonight.
I'm gonna be such a dick at Dungeons and Dragons on Sunday.
All right, we are definitely setting ourselves up to get the bash. 3 a.m. King hit. But no, I think we gave a few penalties away. I think they scored 2 penalties. But then we've got a history with this team. Last time we
Yes.
played them, there were 2 goals from each team in the, penalty time.
Yeah.
And then it happened again. We scored one
Yep.
in like the
Oh, that's right,
second
yeah.
minute of injury
22nd,
time.
yeah, and there's-
And then they scored one in the 7th minute of injury time. So it was draw
Crazy.
4-4.
What is it with these teams?
What is it with these teams?
What is it with these teams, man?
But yeah, it was a pretty awesome game, to be honest. Like that's what
8
you want to
goals.
see when it's a top of the table clash.
Totally.
A massive goal fest. Also, just to flip it, shout out to my mate Riley,
Yeah.
who picked up his nuts and went down the slide.
Oh,
The
nice.
huge inflatable slide.
Yeah.
And he
How'd he go?
He lived to tell the tale, but he didn't enjoy it.
It would be pretty dry. It was really hot on Saturday, as
Yep.
we've mentioned with the Manu comp
Yeah.
early on.
Yeah, I sent it to Ben.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me that they're not getting the dishwashing liquid out in the hose and putting it down
Well,
that thing?
no, because people are wearing clothes on it.
Yeah, it's dry. It's a dry slide.
It's a dry slide. Makes no sense. I agree with you.
But yeah, he messaged me afterwards and he said, "Fuck, where is it? God damn it, I can't find it." Basically, he hated it and it fucked up his arm. And
Pulled all his skin off.
I've got I watched the video. He did go hundies. He went in with no regard for
Good
his
on
arms.
him. But he got
Good on
torn
you,
up
Good
a
on
little
you,
bit.
Riley. Maybe next time you go, take your own little bit of liquid.
Take a leaf out of Diddy's book and bring a bit of your own baby oil
That's
with
a
you.
great idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or
Fantastic
if you don't
idea.
have any, go pop down to Fritz's Wieners first. The hot
Cover
dogs
yourself
come
in
in
mustard.
Yeah, well, the hot dogs come in a big sack, and at the end of it, they just let
They
those
just throw
sacks
those
come
sacks
out,
away, yeah.
and you can smother yourself with those sacks and get yourself quite lubricated.
Well,
up.
because the sausage juice is still in
yeah,
them.
there's a lot of sausage juice.
What?
Yeah, true.
What kind of psychopath has a dry slide, especially
Exactly.
that big? You know,
Yeah, it's irresponsible and
And
not
it-
much fun.
it really is. This is just
It's
a
woke
drop on the bucket. Of
It's woke
issues
bullshit.
we have with Auckland FC. It is
woke.
woke bullshit.
Somehow it's woke bullshit. I
It
don't
is,
know
it
how.
is woke
but
bullshit.
Yeah.
Definitely. People are worried
Ever
that their
since they-
kids are going to get too much
Detergent
momentum.
in their eyes. Oh, yeah, and
Because we
momentum.
used to use peanut oil, but apparently some kids were allergic.
Oh,
yeah.
woke
Here we
PC
go.
gone mad.
Bullshit.
Here we go.
Totally.
Pretty sure there's a hospital out those ways. You know.
Speaking of craft beers and woke parenting, I don't know how The Black Caps,
Me,
Ben.
oh my,
Yeah.
I have enjoyed that.
Well-
Yes,
The Black
boy.
Caps are on a bit of a run in this ICC Champions Trophy in Pakistan, and you've been following closely.
Yeah, I've been watching almost every game, every match, every minute of it. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I'd say is, probably our top player this week was, what's his name again?
Let's say Rachin Ravindra.
And he just had an absolute howler. But I don't think
A ton, I think. He got 100 at one point.
Yeah, but I don't think the rest
Yeah.
of the team were up to matching his level of performance.
Well, I think what I'll say to you is that Michael Bracewell was up on the bowling side, was
Yes.
someone that
Braces.
Braces.
Beastie, they call him.
Beastie. He's got a big mouth.
He's got a
mouthful
big
of teeth.
face.
I love it.
It's kind of
yeah.
a cruel name.
It's cool. But also, Ben, you'd have to say Tom Latham's been going quite well.
Yeah, he was knocking it for six, as they say,
Yeah.
leaving people out there thinking, how's that?
Totally. And Will Young in the first game also a top performer. Now, we're recording before the India game, but it
I'm
doesn't
confident
matter
to
too
say
much. Yeah.
that this won't be like what happened in Sri Lanka.
Now, who? That's a good, bloody insightful call there, Ben. But one thing I will ask you is, how do you think we'll go in that semi-final, depending on who we play? It'll probably be South Africa or Aussie, I'm thinking.
Yes, probably one of those two.
Yeah. You think we'll go all right? You think we'll get the job done? Or do you think we'll make the final? Is
I
what I'm
do,
asking
but
you.
I think it's going to really come down to each individual player sort of deciding that they don't want to take the sledging seriously that they hear
Yeah.
against them, but then putting all of their own into their own sledging against the
Yeah,
others.
true.
'Cause I
Fair
think
enough.
It's often overlooked these days.
Look, and I agree with you, Ben. It looks like I hope they go all the way. Good on your Black Caps. And finally, one thing I want to touch on, Whānau. Last but not least, we've got a lot of Māori, Te Ao Māori listeners.
Do we do actually?
And I just want to do a
75%
big,
of our listenership.
We've got the stats. Ben's the stats man. Big shout out to Ngāti Whakaue, who took out this year's Te Matatini down in Taranaki.
Kia ora.
Kia ora,
Now,
whānau.
woo! Now, it looked like an amazing week down there. Obviously, there was I think there were two Te Arawa groups there in the top two.
And there were
So-
two Tera Maunga iwis.
Fuck you, Ben. That's not funny. But yeah, Ngāti Whakaue leader Te Ngāwari Wright said that she was in shock and had not yet found the words to describe the victory. When she did, she said the biggest difference between this performance and the group's second equal placement at last year's festival in Auckland was a cohesive theme. And look, their outfits were Tēnua Tāhua. Their performance was cohesive, and everything happened in a very sort of structured and beautiful way. And just, they had a real traditional but modern sort of mixed vibe, which I really loved. And, Whānau, if I can ask one thing, maybe it'll be that we don't do the Manu World Champs next year as influencers down there. Maybe we can kick Te Ao off and we get to do a bit of the old, chatting to the people down there. Tav, what do you reckon? We get to Matatini next year?
Yeah. I think I might be booked that week.
You're not racist. You fucking racist dog. I'm holding him to it. It might be in like Nelson or somewhere nice and white for you.
Yeah, I'll be emceeing there, dog.
If
Don't
it's
you
in
worry.
Nelson, Tav's there.
I
Go on.
wanted to keep this a secret from
Yeah.
you guys, but I've rented you each a jet ski for the Wakaama.
Wakaama and Te Matatini aren't the same thing, Ben.
No, I'm just saying
Oh, okay.
that we're going to send you guys along.
Okay, to get ready.
Yeah. And just try not to crash the other boats.
Okay. Well,
Because you're going to be interviewing the player.
I thought you were going to say
paddlers.
like at Te Matatini they had that in Taranaki they have that where they do the bowl where they perform. There's like a little
There's a big muddy
there's
water
a
in front
bit
of them.
water.
Yeah.
I'm thinking me and
Manucom.
Ra hooning around on
Manu
jet
Comp can do
skis
it.
doing like backflips and stuff
In
while
front of
people
them.
are doing huckers.
That's not bad,
Would
yeah.
be
Not bad.
sick. You've been to the Water World thing, what they do at Universal Studios.
Actually, that's a good point. Has anyone introduced pyrotechnics into the stage show side
they
of
should. They
Hard out.
side of
should.
it yet? Because that's a missing element
That
in my
whole
opinion.
Water World show that you see at Universal Studios, like a plane comes in and stuff. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Look,
why don't we do that?
Look, Tav,
Now
I know
that
you're-
would be
you're talking
cohesive.
about Movie World and all this bullshit, but I really do think, and I think because I know you're an open-minded person, Ben, and
Yeah.
I've known you for years. But something that would be quite good for Tav would be to go to Te Matatini for a week.
I would love it. I would
you
love
did
it.
it just before you said you wouldn't. But I think it would really open up your mind, and you know, you could learn some tikanga
I've
and
probably
maybe
done
take
more
the wairua.
kapahaka than you have in your life.
Okay,
I've
go
done
on
a lot
then.
of kapahaka.
All right, well, we'll have a kapahaka off, and we'll do it. We'll post it on social
We'll do
media.
it.
We're going to have a haka off, whānau, and you guys can judge it.
Does
But
Fritz, do they have Fritz's wieners at it?
I don't know. But one thing I did notice is people were in the line at 5:30 to get their seats. No
I
allocated
saw
seating.
that, and they would chuck their blankets out.
Pretty sick. Yeah.
That-
It was a scrap to get the good spots, man.
Yeah, no, it's probably worth
Good
it.
spot for it too, where they have WOMAD. They did it where they have WOMAD.
Sick.
The Stan Walker did his performance,
Yeah.
and Auntie jumped in the water.
And
to
he's like, we're
swim-
going to cut it off now, whānau.
So
Too many
maybe-
people swimming in the water. Anywai, shout out to Ngāti Whakaue.
Speaking of swimming in the water,
Yep.
I just wanted to note that water at the bomb comp, very questionable.
Muddy. Yeah.
I did. So I was down there filming content for Burger King.
Yeah.
And they were like, can you do an intro for us? And I was like, okay, sweet. So they started, and I was like, kia ora whānau, we're down here at the viaduct for the...
You did kia ora whānau?
Yes.
Fucking hell.
Kia ora
Fighting
whānau.
my styles.
Kia ora e te whānau. I said, I even put the e te.
Whoa.
Kia ora e te whānau, we're down here at the beautiful viaduct. The water may be questionable, but the manus are legit. And they were like, stop.
You can't say that.
You can't say that about the water. I was
Nice.
like, oh, man.
It looks like shit.
Don't
I mean, there's
silence me, brother.
I mean, definitely there's not going to be as much publicity about a kid who gets fucking giardia down there
It was pretty-
tomorrow.
it was
as
pretty-
the Paris ones, you know, the Paris trophy.
It was pretty funny because the MC kept saying, like, guys, kids, please do not swim in the water.
Or swallow it.
Yeah, or like once you've done your manu, get out. But there were just this like tribe of kids in the corner.
tribe, he said.
Yeah.
okay, mate.
It's
off,
iwi.
Jesus.
Dad.
Hapu, I think a little
was a
hapu
whole-
of kids.
There was
There's a whole
a
iwi of kids there.
cluster.
We're going to do your
There was
tikanga training
a
this year.
cluster of kids down in the
Yep.
corner just swimming. And after every bomb, the MC would be like, all right, whānau, I'll say it again, please. Do not swim down there. And
Yeah,
they would
yeah.
just basically just
Ignore
go for
and
it.
do it, yeah.
Shout out to you, bro. That's what
You're not
Manu-
talking about me.
That's what Manus are about,
Totally.
man. Breaking the rules.
I saw a backflip Manu.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was
I saw that
crazy,
same
yeah.
way. And then the guy
you
was
talk to
like,
the Christchurch
the
dude?
guy was like, oh, that should be in the freestyle comp. That's not a legit Manu.
Yeah, I
was
spoke
like,
to
Come
him.
on, ref.
Yeah, I
Piri
said,
Wipu was one of the judges. He loved it.
yeah, but you can't do that in the straight Manu comp.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was supposed to be in
It's just
freestyle.
supposed to be straight manus and
Yeah,
straight manu.
I mean, he was an athletic kid too. I mean, there are guys in there who couldn't have done a backflip. Anyway,
Of news.
news.
It's the world of news.
first up, it's been a big talking point this week. It was a photo opportunity, really, pre or post meeting.
Sorry.
That went wrong. Ben, stop laughing about the Māori stuff, okay? It's really rude, okay? It's
He's
not
he's
very.
losing it.
Yeah, he's losing it.
I'm not. I'm
He had
just
4
so good,
beers
though.
last night. He's fucking done. But Donald Trump had a very public argument with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in
Yeah.
the Oval Office.
Yeah.
There were about 30 guys in suits just standing around, basically berating Zelensky for being disrespectful.
How dare you say that
Yeah.
we're in trouble? We're not in trouble. You're in trouble.
You're in trouble. It was pretty fun. Like, it started off before he even got there. Like, he got out of the car in like a skivvy, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
All black.
Yeah.
Pretty casual. And they were like,
Micro
whoa,
fleece thing.
didn't wear a fucking suit, huh?
Say that to Elon, though. He wasn't wearing one.
Elon's wearing big goofy hats and
Yeah.
Doge t-shirts.
Welcome to
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like,
Nah.
you didn't even have the respect to wear a suit to this meeting. But it was fucked up. Basically, they were having like a childish argument about like, you know, what could potentially be World War III. Ben, what's your take on it?
Yeah. No one's
Thanks,
listening
Ben.
to those
Tab, what's
guys.
your take? No, it's crazy.
I think basically they shouldn't even get to do the face-to-face. Just put them both on Twitter. Just put them in
Yeah.
separate rooms right next to
True.
each other.
Let them go
Give them a
hard.
phone with Twitter installed.
Yeah.
Just let them tweet it out.
Just get on Microsoft Teams.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Totally.
Save
Have a
them the
scrap.
fight.
Yeah.
Where I have most of my scraps.
But also, it kind of pissed me off that the vice president, what's that guy's name? Bob
JD
Vance.
Vance.
JD
Yeah,
Vance.
yeah.
Vance Refrigeration. Yeah, it kind of pissed me off that he was chirping in. Like, fuck that guy, you know?
Yeah, it's like when you're all at dinner and someone starts mocking your dad and your mum has to be like, hold on. Like, or maybe it's the other way around in
It's-
your family, you know?
It's my other dad.
Yeah.
You giving my dad grief. He's not happy that I ordered my dad online. And
Yeah.
That's how we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. No, it is a full-on space to be in. But yeah, it's just weird. It's weird how Donald Trump just gets baited into having these little scraps. Like, it's literally just the media is sitting there like, and you don't talk. You're not They never talk in those moments.
Yeah, it's just
They're
a
supposed to be
photo.
like vision
It's supposed to
opportunities.
be
It's
nods.
before
nods
they have the
and
meeting or
handshakes.
after they have the meeting.
He's like, I've been in a brutal war for the past 6 years?
Yeah,
and he's like,
they didn't
6
even have
years?
dry cleaning anymore. That's why I'm not
Yeah.
wearing my suit.
Totally.
We've just got wet cleaning.
I pulled
Exactly.
this skivvy off a dead Russian soldier, brother, on my way out of here.
It's my trophy.
Yeah.
But pretty weird stuff. And I guess that's why everyone was saying, hey, why isn't he at the NRL? It's kind of like, well, he's too busy arguing with world leaders in his office.
I
Yes.
tell you what, instead of going in there and begging for bombs, he should have come down to that Manu comp.
Hell yeah,
Who,
brother.
Donald Trump?
No,
Zelensky?
lots of bombs.
Like the Chinese ships that have been in the Tasman Sea, right?
Yeah,
Maybe they're here for the Manu Comp.
yeah.
I'm going to transition into another news story you guys aren't briefed on, but this is breaking. A man was struck by a car at a gathering of boy racers on the Kapiti Coast on Friday night,
That's
with some of
right.
them obstructing emergency services. Now, Tav, you're an expert in the burnout sort of scene, and obviously we're
Yes.
both familiar with the Kapiti Coast. How often, how common is it for someone to sort of, be super hyped and then get smoked by the arse end of a car during a burnout?
Oh, it's common as hell.
Yeah.
I've been to a few drags and fielding,
Yeah.
illegal ones. Weep, weep.
Tonight on Police 10-7.
I actually,
And,
I went
there's
to
no
a,
rules.
I went
Yeah,
to
right.
a drag race last week.
Did you?
Brian Tamaki's team turned up. They got the wrong end of the stick.
Oh, yeah, they were trying to do burnouts, but it was actually like a Vogue off.
Yeah.
It's,
Far out.
No, they thought it was a Vogue off, but it was burnouts.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
But
right.
the thing about those drag meetups or
Yeah.
the burnouts, whatever, is there's no real ending point or time for them. No one sets like
Just when the cops come.
At 3 we'll go. When the cops come, but a lot of the time the cops don't come.
Right.
And so it's usually when someone gets fucked up.
And when someone gets a scrap or someone gets
Yeah,
fucked up.
just
Yeah.
when someone gets fucked up,
Yeah,
And
right.
it'll happen, and it you can see it in people's faces. Like we've seen a lot of burnouts, and we've seen a lot of drags, and
Yeah.
people kind of getting over it, and it's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll fucking jump in front of this next car. And,
Yeah. We'll call it a night.
yeah,
Here.
and we'll call it a night.
Get a few-
Take one for the team.
Yeah, broken hip and
Yeah.
hopefully recover
Last
quickly.
goal wins type thing.
Yeah, like
But it's good to know that it's still happening out there in the community. Really, I mean, it's a
Totally.
big part of culture.
every
and,
day for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
he's been coming in here and asking how the tuna is. I'm telling you, the tuna was crappy yesterday. It was crappy the day before that. Guess what? It hasn't changed.
What's that from again?
It's Fast and the Furious.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's what the
Good
hot chick
movie.
says, eh?
the tuna.
Yeah, the tuna. Too
That-
much tuna.
That scene got me into tuna. And
It's
ever
so
since
much
I've
tuna
been
fish.
having
Find the-
tuna sandwiches.
That's why I'm the Dunch
And
man.
every time I do it, I have the tuna sandwich at my desk at lunch, and just people be like, "How's the tuna today?" And I'm like, "It was
Yuck.
crappy
Yeah.
yesterday. It was crappy today."
Just so you can say it.
yeah.
Another story we were intrigued by this week was a Mount Wellington Woolworths arson. Auckland woman was sentenced for a bizarre shoplifting scheme.
Tonight on Police 10-7.
So
Yeah.
she was trying to steal a shopping cart full of food.
Yeah.
She
And her-
filled herself up to the brim,
and
and
a
she
brilliant
thought,
idea.
A lot
Yeah.
of meat, a lot of red meat.
Yeah, she was probably $600 or $700 worth of Scotch fillet,
Sirloin.
and the rest of it. And she thought, you know what? I'm going to cause a distraction here, and so she set fire to the toilet paper aisle,
Yeah.
and a big fucking fire broke out. Ben, what do you think of this? Good idea, bad idea?
Well, it's like that time. It's like that time that Tav got 3 speeding tickets,
Just want someone to chip in there. Yeah, 3 speeding tickets.
and so he murdered someone to get out of it. You know.
True.
Maybe you should have just dealt with the speeding tickets.
Yeah,
In
true.
Tav's case, he was all right because he got away with it. But this lady, she got caught in the act for burning that bloody store down.
Yeah, true.
Not all the way down, but
No. What's your take on it, Tav?
I say burn.
Yeah.
I say burn
Yeah.
that shit up, dog.
I mean, the cost of living's tough. You
Okay,
know?
let me put this on you guys. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I have got me. I've got my finger on the pulse. I've got my ear on the ground. I've been told from someone I trust that this woman is coming off the Kiwi Burn Festival. She's
Yeah,
come
right.
out of that. She
still got the burn in there.
she's still got the burn in there. She's still got the desire for the fire. And so, yeah, she was stealing a lot of meat. She was going to steal that meat anyway. But then on her way out, she saw the TP and she
Said, let
built
it burn.
a little man tower out of it. And then she lit a fucking match and lit that shit up.
Well,
Here's
she's-
the thing, though.
yeah.
My piece of advice to her would be just shit on the floor in the other aisle. That's enough of a distraction.
true.
And you
Not
won't
as
go to jail
destructive.
for that because people will think you're crazy.
Totally.
Yeah, true.
What you want to do is in those situations, not that I condone it, is you want to accuse somebody else of stealing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then all eyes will be on this dodgy dude in the corner who's been staring at the cheeses for too long.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I'm walking out with 18
Yeah.
barbecues worth of meat.
I'm walking out with all of the hot chickens from the warmer.
Yeah, basically. What, me? I told you that guy's stealing. Go get him. Go get him. I'm just...
I think she's only doing 2 months home D. I'm trying to figure this out, but she's got a pretty good deal
You
here.
know what they
Yeah.
say in New Zealand? Do the crime. Don't do the time.
Probably good time off to go visit the Manu comp as well.
Yeah, she actually might have. Her
Whoa.
ankle bracelet might have let her go down there, but she also admitted to stealing $600 worth of tools from a Glenfield Matatini, driving 101 k's in a 50 zone in Hillsborough, and 2 counts of unlawfully being in an enclosed yard at separate Papatoetoe addresses.
Infamous, lyrical
She
She's a
just
badass.
needed a piss.
All right, Fano, we've had a great show today. I want to extend the olive branch to you guys. See if there's anyone or anything you'd like to apologise
I want to
for.
apologise to the mongrel mob actually to Matatini for Ben's comments.
Well, that's it. He can apologise for that.
I
This
didn't
is
think he
about
was going to.
you.
He wasn't
I
going
wasn't
to
going
apologise.
to.
He
You
wasn't
think you
going
were
to.
perfect?
He wasn't going to apologise for it. So I'd like to apologise to to Te Ao Māori for these guys' incredibly rude comments.
I'd like to apologise to Kuatu. I've kept him under here for too long.
Ben's doing total recall bits. He's calling it back.
Yeah, he's a little bit shy. We'll reveal him next week.
I'd also like to apologise to Matatini for Ra making it sound like I don't want to go. I want to go.
Yeah, we want to go.
I'll-
If we
I'll
can go
be
next
there.
year, we'd love to be.
We'll-
we'd love
we'll-
to get fish out of water, get Tav down there, the Pākehā guy down at Te Matatini.
We'll be
It'd
on
quite good fun.
stage. I've got the Waiata strum sussed.
Wow, it's a strum.
I'll-
Jinga ching, jinga
I'll see you
ching.
at Matatini. I'll bring
Look, it's
I'll
more
bring the
than cha-chinga
Waiata.
ching, okay?
You bring the
Great bottles.
crate bottles. Uncle, we'll see you down
Have a
here.
bit of a garage party after.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
You just okay, fuck. Let's talk after party to Matatini.
Te Matatini after party would have been fucking sick.
Oh, holy
It's
shit.
only just started, really. I mean, and it's into its 36th hour.
Yeah, well,
It's
go
going to be a
hard.
week-long bender whano, and I wish everyone the best. Hopefully, Taranaki survives it. Yeah, but like a hurricane hit
Go
the place
hard.
afterwards.
Go hard, Fano. Yeah.
But awesome. Yeah, well, good luck to everybody this week. Obviously, NRL starts again on Thursday.
Yep. Stay strong, faithful. Stay strong. We will be back.
We'll be back.
Don't
We
listen to
will.
Ra. Up the Wa.
I didn't do anything.
Have a great week. We'll see you in the funny pages.
See you in the funny pages.
Kia ora.
Later, ball.